known as Diamond Dave. And what we're going to talk about is, will the GME, GameStop, or AMC stockholders ever sell? And this is going to be a really good question because we've seen this particular share price lose a lot of value this year. And we're at a point to where many people have sold quietly. And what I mean by that is that they've sold and not told anybody. They've sold and not told their wives or their spouses. They've sold and not told their friends. And many of them are just taken and they've just accepted that they've lost money on this play. And they'll probably never talk about it again. You probably will not get a class action suit, or you will not probably get any SEC prosecution against any people that promoted this play out to the public. Most people are just going to sell it, take the loss, and walk away. However, we're getting to a point at the share price standpoint to where we're getting ready to fall into where the true believers are going to be the only people that are going to stay in this play. And what do I mean by the true believers? There's a really good book written by an author, I think his name is Eric Hoffman, called True Believers. It's about how people create mass movements, right? So it's True Believer, the thoughts on the nature of mass movements, written by a guy named Eric Hoffman. It came out in 2010, so it's really not that old. It's a really, really good book about mass movements and the psychology of the people inside mass movements, right? And it can really help people kind of understand how mass movements get created, but also how they grow legs and continue to get bigger and bigger and pretty much stand the test of time. And that's kind of what you've seen with this GME AMC play. It's pretty much gone over a year. The share price have lost a lot of value. However, because of now, all we're pretty much left with are the true believers, right? Everybody that was here for the moass, that was here for the quick turnaround, they've left. And one of the things that you're going to see now is that it probably won't matter what happens with these tickers. The people that are still inside these communities are going to turn everything into a positive. It doesn't matter. It could come out tomorrow that, GameStops are getting ready to close up. They'll turn that into a positive. It could come out that AMC numbers were bad for the quarter. They'll turn that into a positive. Because why? They've so invested so much time, money, and energy into this situation. They can't accept that it's not going to work. They just can't. And if they do, they'll never tell anybody. When they finally come to the conclusion that maybe this is not going to go the way I thought it was going to go, they'll never tell anybody. They'll just kind of, walk out the back door and go do something else and never talk about this again. Now, if you search on YouTube, what you'll see is that there's a lot of what I would call videos produced around this particular topic. One of the reasons why is because it's profitable. Many of these people that are promoting this, they're not really true believers. They're just looking to get their YouTube page monetized. They're looking to make money on YouTube, and it's a way for them to get popularity. Many people, their popularity online was created as a result of this movement. Nobody knew who they were before. And once this movement is finally over, it's cumulated, nobody's going to know who they are again. Therefore, they really want to keep this thing going as long as possible because this has created their relevancy. So we're looking at GME stock. We're looking at a search for today. And we're seeing over the past 24 hours how many videos have come up on this particular topic, right? And many times if you check this, you're going to see the same cast of characters that just keep putting out this content. And it's not that they can't put the content out. They got a right to make whatever kind of YouTube videos they want to make. However, I'm not really believing that many of these people really believe in this play. What they believe in that this is a way in which I can have relevancy on the internet. Let's go to AMC stock. We're going to see the same thing. Filter for today, which is pretty much the past 24 hours. And we're going to see all the videos that come out. And one thing I noticed when this play took off is people that were really big on promoting this play, if you kind of went back into their YouTube search history, what you find is that until this play came out, nobody was paying attention to them on YouTube, right? So they were able to leverage the momentum behind this particular situation to become relevant on the internet and also make good money. You can get a YouTube channel based around these two tickers and you can do 10,000 views per video. So if you do 4 or 5 videos a week and you get 10,000 views, you're getting 50,000 views a week off YouTube. You multiply that times 4, you're doing about 200,000 views a month. And you got to understand something is that people are very passionate about this. They can't get enough of this topic. The true believers cannot get enough of this topic. They can't. So they'll watch every video based around AMC and GME because they just want to fill their world with the idea of there's a grand conspiracy against them becoming wealthy. That's really the overall narrative in this particular play. There's a grand conspiracy that doesn't want them to get wealthy, and they're going to use AMC and GME, and they're going to defeat the grand conspiracy for them to get wealthy. And that's pretty much the underlying narrative of all of these particular tickers, right? Now, what I want you to do is let's look at the charts real quick on these two particular tickers. Okay, so we're looking at GME. And what we got to understand is that this is the weekly on the 1 year. We're currently at $95 today. However, this is the same price around 3/1/2020. I'm sorry, 3/1/2021. Therefore, if you, and can I zoom this in a little bit? If you were to buy this on that date and hold it, you'd be right back at the price today, right? Which is $95.60. You'd be a little bit under it. So let's say you bought it at the open at $104.54 and you held it for a year and you didn't sell it, you'd be right at the same place, which is, kind of what we call in the market dead money. It just sits there. And really you lost money because of the rate of inflation. Now, if you believe this is going to blow up down the road, then you just hold on to it. And that's pretty much where we're at. This play has bounced around so much. It's gone up, it's gone down, where people have sold out of their position. So pretty much the only people in their position are the people that really, really believe in this play. AMC, and what we're seeing is AMC currently is trading at 11.61, and kind of similar to where, let's say around 5/17/2021, even 5/10/2021, 3/22/2021. You could have bought AMC, and if you would have held it for a year, you'd be pretty much right back where you started. And what we saw was there's been a lot of selling. And therefore, everybody that's still in this play now, they're just pretty much what we're going to call true believers, right? AMC probably is headed on its way to $10. So we're looking at the yearly on the weekly candles. It's probably headed to under $10. And without this, this technical bank failure, because they were, narrative was that when we had this sell off here in November, that would cause these tickers, GME and AMC, to squeeze and go up. That didn't happen. So now they got to come up with another narrative about why this is going to move up. So hopefully it does, because if you bought around these dates and you held it, you've lost out on a lot of potential profit. You just did. Would you have had to pay capital gains? Yeah, but you still lost out on profit. You should have just paid the capital gains and took the profit. And that's not financial advice. That's what I would have done. So now you don't have to worry about capital gains, but all the profit is gone. However, we're in the era right now with these tickers is what we call just true believers. And I've seen this with other stocks. A lot of times you get these small cap stocks that people want to believe are going to 10x. They think this is going to shoot them into the riches. The stock is maybe $5 or $6, and it doesn't really go anywhere over a year, 2 years, 3-year period. However, because they've been in it so long, they now want to start to believe it's going to move up. And it would make more sense if they just bought it and walked away from it. But the mentality to where I want to get daily news on a ticker, right? I need to get daily news to continue to re-indoctrinate me that I'm doing the right thing, to me means that their confidence is somewhat shaky and they need to constantly be reaffirmed about what they've done, as opposed to, I'm going to just buy this ticker and just walk away from it. And, if it blows up in 20 years, it's good. If it's not, it doesn't. And that's something I want you to understand. So we're going to continue to observe this, because the last time I did an interview with a guy about this particular play. And what we've seen is since that interview, both these tickers have lost a lot of value, right? GME is trading a little bit under $100. It's probably back on its way to the $40, $50 mark because it doesn't really have a lot of anywhere else to go. They've opened up an NFT and a cryptocurrency trading platform So that means that they've done pretty much what everybody else has done already. There's really not any kind of exclusivity to that. There's not any value proposition that kind of makes them stand out in the marketplace. They just kind of have what everybody else has. Therefore, we just got to continue to observe where we think this is going. But from a person that when you really want to kind of understand the market, understand that when you're looking at certain tickers, you're going to get to a price to where people just will not sell because their ego and their self-confidence and kind of what they perceive themselves around won't allow them to admit that maybe they were wrong on a particular play, right? So I hope you got some value from this. It's going to be David W. Williams, also known as Diamond Dave. I'll talk to you later.